The double portion of prophetic power. The idea of a double portion of prophetic power appears in the Bible, specifically in the Old Testament. It refers to a special anointing or blessing that God grants to certain individuals to give them greater authority and effectiveness in their prophetic ministry. Let's take a closer look at this concept with some relevant Bible verses and explanations. 1. Elisha and Elijah, 2 Kings 2:9-15. Perhaps the most famous example of the double portion of prophetic power is found in the story of Elisha and Elijah. Elijah was a powerful prophet who performed many miracles and stood up to corrupt leaders in Israel. Elisha was his protege, and he asked Elijah for a double portion of his spirit before Elijah was taken up to heaven in a whirlwind. Elijah granted his request, and Elisha went on to perform even greater miracles than Elijah had. 2. Isaiah 61 1-3. Isaiah is another prophet who speaks of a double portion of blessings. In Isaiah 61 1-3, he writes, "The Spirit of the Sovereign Lord is on me, because the Lord has anointed me to proclaim good news to the poor. He has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom for the captives and release from darkness for the prisoners, to proclaim the year of the Lord's favor and the day of vengeance of our God, to comfort all who mourn, and provide for those who grieve in Zion, to bestow on them a crown of beauty instead of ashes, the oil of joy instead of mourning, and a garment of praise instead of a spirit of despair. They will be called oaks of righteousness, a planting of the Lord for the display of his splendor." Isaiah's words describe a powerful anointing from God that will enable him to accomplish great things for the kingdom. This anointing is so potent that it can transform ashes into beauty, mourning into joy, and despair into praise. 3. Zechariah 9:12. Zechariah also speaks of a double portion of blessings in Zechariah 9:12. He writes, "Return to your fortress, you prisoners of hope, even now I announce that I will restore twice as much to you." Here, the prophet is speaking to the people of Israel, promising them that God will restore them to their former glory and give them twice as much as they had before. This includes material blessings as well as spiritual blessings like hope, joy, and peace. In conclusion, the concept of a double portion of prophetic power in the Bible refers to a special anointing or blessing that God grants to certain individuals to give them greater authority and effectiveness in their prophetic ministry. Examples of this can be seen in the stories of Elisha and Elijah, the prophecies of Isaiah, and the promises of Zechariah. These passages remind us that God is always at work in the world, pouring out blessings on those who seek Him with all their hearts.